To create PCG assembly collections in Unreal Engine, first, go to your Plugins tab and enable the Procedural Content Generations framework. You'll have to restart your editor once this is done. Then, we need to create our first assembly collection. I have some static meshes that I spawned in the world. Make sure to highlight them with the Shift key, and then you can simply right-click, and then under Level, do Create Level Instance. We have to choose a pivot type. I'm going to use Actor, and I'm going to use my basically main tree as my pivot point. Then I'm going to click OK, choose a location to save, and I'm going to give this the Assembly Collection 01 name designation, then hit Save. Then we need to go to that folder, simply right-click on the asset, and under Asset Actions, we need to create a PCG asset from Level. Then we'll give it a name and hit Save, and now we have our PCG data asset. But there's one other thing we want to do before we go any further. Let's select the item in the world, press Ctrl-E to go into edit mode, and let's start tagging some of the elements. I'm going to select the tree and the base of the tree, and then under the Actor section, there's Advanced and then Tags. We'll hit the plus sign to add a new tag, and I'm going to designate this one the tree base. Now we're going to tag the rest of the items as tree items. So I'll select the bush, the rock, and the twig. With those selected, we'll hit the little plus button, and I'm going to call this tree items. Then we'll hit save. With that done, now we just simply need to right-click on our data asset, and under Asset Actions, we'll do Update PCG Assets, so it can see the new updates. Now we need to right-click, go to PCG, we'll create a new PCG graph, and then just save it. Once you have it saved, you'll want to drag it into your scene, but I've already done that as I have a working example right here. This is currently using this assembly collection to spawn out these items. The way it's doing that is it's using the Load PCG data asset that targets the assembly collection that we just made. From there, I'm using the Get Landscape Data into a surface sampler, and then I'm using the transform points to give random rotation and scale into the copy points so it can pull all the static meshes. Then we use the static mesh spawner, but we make sure to set the selector type to use attribute, and the attribute we're targeting is mesh, which you can see right here. But let's take it a step further, because this is just standard PCG. If we go to the right, we'll notice we have two extra columns called tree items and tree base. So let's filter off those. So we'll break our original connection here. And if we go back, we notice our trees are gone. So we'll pull off and we'll do a attribute filter. And then we're going to set the operator to equals. And I'm going to target the tree items for this example. We'll use a constant threshold, and then the type will be Boolean, and then I'm going to check if it's true. So if it's false, I definitely want to spawn it, so we have our trees and our tree base. But if it's true, I only want to give it a chance to spawn. So I can pull into a select points sampler node, and then I give a ratio of something small like 0.3, and then I'll pass that in here. And then you'll notice that our items have a small percentage to spawn the various debris static meshes around the tree base. And just like that, you've created PCG assembly collections in Unreal Engine.